Guys, there is this credible journalist, very on point on every story that he broke during the summer transfer window of 2025. He has come to shock the world that Gyökeres is up for sale at the club of Arsenal. He's not considered untouchable at the club of Arsenal. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name. And how are you guys? Second video of the day, and we will obviously be letting you know what our thoughts are about these events that are really coming in through, and they are the sports events in here onto our Kiano. Now, let's drop this story, the tweet. It's coming exclusively from his side, and he's telling us that this is what he's telling us, that Arsenal are open to listening to any offers for Viktor Gyökeres this summer transfer window. Now, Arsenal are open to listening to any offers for Viktor Gyökeres this summer transfer window. Very shocking. But he put up this story on the 26th of April. And by the 26th of April, Gyökeres had just knocked in 18 goals of the season. And he had 12 goals in the Premier League. And Viktor Gyökeres had also scored 4 in the Champions League. And 1 in the Carabao Cup and 1 in the FA Cup. And there must be something that Arsenal is cooking, I tell you. You know, for my case, when I'm breaking down a story, I look at the two sides. Now, let's first look at the possible side of as to why Arsenal can sell or is willing to sell Viktor Gyökeres. And again, we flip the coin and we look through why this is something that cannot happen. So let's first really break down the reason as to why we think Arsenal can sell Viktor Gyökeres. Obviously, first and foremost, the number of goals that he's really putting out. You know, they got in a striker who they thought could get in 20 Premier League goals, though he could obviously get them in because the season is not yet over. You understand? With 3 games left, he can score 6 goals to obviously make it 20. You know, he scored a brace over the weekend, taking his Premier League tally to 14, and he might score 6 to see to it that he puts out a very huge outing for him in his debut season. Now, when they say they are listening to offers, these decisions can change in there. Secondly, I don't think that when you look at Benjamin Sesko and Viktor Gyökeres, you can obviously talk about how Arsenal never went ahead to make a big mistake. We all admit that Arsenal went ahead to make a very big mistake in this. And I remember for everything I came up and said here during the summer transfer window on Viktor Gyökeres and a player known as Benjamin Sesko, I told you on any day I go with Benjamin Sesko. Why? I was 100% sure that Sesko could score all the goals that this guy has gone ahead to score, because Viktor Gyökeres has scored 14 and Sesko has scored 11. You understand? And when you look at Gyökeres Victor, it has taken him, let's look at Viktor Gyökeres. Gyökeres has scored 14 goals in 33 games. Benjamin Sesko has scored 11 goals in 30. You understand? Meaning that the other one has played 3 more games than Benjamin Sesko. You understand? So in those 3 games, you never know. He might have gone ahead, obviously, score more. And the situation at Man United was really alarming because the manager was not starting Benjamin Sesko, was playing him off the bench. But ever since he left, no player has gone ahead to score more goals in the Premier League than Benjamin Šeško. He has 9 now. I tell you, he has gone ahead to score 9 goals ever since Ruben Amorim went ahead to leave the club of Manchester United. What does that mean? It really speaks volumes onto how Arsenal miscouted this, I tell you, because Šeško is good on the ball. Link-up play is really great. Though yesterday I really liked how Gyökeres went ahead to link up with Bukayo Saka for the second goal that they went ahead to score. But by and large, Benjamin Šeško is proving to be a better striker than Viktor Gyökeres. Benjamin Šeško is 22 years of age, right? And is turning 23 in May this year. You understand? Gyökeres is 27 and is turning 28, meaning that they do have an age difference of 5 years. Now, if Šeško came in through for 86 million euros and this one came in through for, is it 68 something, 68 million euros in there to the club of Arsenal, you see to it that Šeško still has a long playing time than Viktor Gyökeres, though Gyökeres might turn out to be a very deadly striker next season. We all believe that. Viktor Gyökeres never had a preseason with the club of Manchester United. And I think, he had. He came in late. And when you look at Benjamin Šeško, let's see when Šeško joined Man United. Šeško joined United on the 9th of August. A week to the start of the Premier League. And Viktor Gyökeres had some games to play in the preseason. But for Šeško never had any games to play during what we call the preseason. So you see to it that he's trying to cope up. And he has 11 goals right now. And when you look at this guy, he really has... let me see, Šeško goals. Are they 11 or 12? But this guy who goes by the names of Viktor Gyökeres at least had some time to unite. But both of the strikers never had what we call a lot of time with what we call their teams, to see to it that they obviously get in well. So I just can't wait to see how these players will obviously come in and obviously put out a very huge shift in there for you. But those are some of the reasons I think they can obviously let this guy go. And the other one, lastly, before I really tell you why they can't obviously sell him, is that Arsenal are looking at fine strikers. And them coming into the club of Arsenal, they want to be starters. For example, they are looking at Victor Osimhen. Is not a bench player. Arsenal is looking at Julian Alvarez, and there is no way you bench £100 million plus striker, and that's what any of these two will cost the club of Arsenal. So they might be like, if you're not willing to fight for your position, then leave, because we've gone ahead to bring in a striker. You understand, who is obviously going to be starting. And all of those two are better than Viktor Gyökeres. So I think that's the last reason as to why I think they might think of really letting him go in there for you. So we go to reasons why they cannot obviously sell him. It's the first season, and he has gone ahead to score 21 goals right now. He still has 2 games to play in the Champions League. If at all Arsenal reaches the final, he still has 3 more games to play in the Premier League. He might even score 26, 27 and outscore Thierry Henry, because Thierry Henry in his debut season at Arsenal in 1999 to 2000 season, he netted in 25 goals. So I think he deserves another chance, and it will be really very hostile of Arsenal to come up and obviously do this to this player. Secondly, I don't think that you can lose a quality striker like Viktor Gyökeres. Even if you're bringing in Julian Alvarez or Osimhen, you need to be having 2 deadly strikers. That's what fine teams are all about, such that competition is really huge. You know, he's not competing with Gabriel Jesus because Gabriel Jesus looks like he's worn out ever since that ACL that really kept him out for almost a year. You understand? So that means he requires new competition. And when competition comes in through, certain players get better, others get ugly. But we cannot really predict what this player will obviously become when they get in another striker who is really world class alongside him. So that's why we have to wait in and see whether they keep him in around or not. So that's all about a guy known as Viktor Gyökeres. So for me, I'm not believing the story. I'm not believing the story. That is it. I won't lie. I'm not believing the story, but you know, here onto the Rokani Media Football, we react to news. Not so? We do what? We react to the news that has been really brought to us. So that's exactly what you're really having in here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. Viktor Gyökeres up for sale. If any offers coming through, Arsenal are willing to let him go. That is it. Now, over to you. Would you let Viktor Gyökeres get sold or not? So that's what I had for you. Second video of the day. A third one is coming in through. We're going to be breaking down the game of Man City. Tottenham Hotspur have gone ahead to win a game. You know, I think the first win under this manager, and they're out of the relegation zone. But West Ham is just, I think, 1 point behind them. West Ham is playing Arsenal over the weekend. And Spurs is hosting Leeds at home. So, do you know that Spurs fans are obviously going to be supporting Arsenal? When did you last see Spurs fans supporting Arsenal? Arsenal fans are really very much bitter with the side of Spurs because they really had the chance to stop Man City from really taking the trophy. And if they had stopped City with either a draw or a beating, they would have gone ahead to find themselves in a position of really winning the league. So Arsenal is like, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. But Arsenal also, however much they don't want Spurs to stay up, you understand, they are fighting for the league. They have to win every game that crosses their eyesight in there. So on the weekend, we will have to see Arsenal obviously play against West Ham. That will be on Sunday. And Tottenham Hotspur will play against Leeds on Monday. And Arsenal would have already gone ahead to know, Spurs would have already gone ahead to know the fate into the game of West Ham and Arsenal. And Arsenal will come into action after City will play against Brentford on Saturday in there for you. So, Premier League football is really coming up thick and fast. And we'll be waiting to see how things really pan out in here for you. But the lead story has been all about Viktor Gyökeres up for sale. And I don't know whether you believe the story. Me too. I don't believe it. But the most shocking of it, it's coming in through from a tier 1 journalist, I tell you. Tier 1 journalist has gone ahead to break this story. And I want to let you know, I'm perturbed where I am. But at the end of it all, this will come to an approval on whether Arsenal are willing to let this guy go or not. As Rokani David in here, I don't think that they are obviously going to be selling him because of what he has gone ahead to put out. He has been disturbed by the supply of the players that play around him, and they are not really giving him the right supply of games and everything that he deserves. So I think the balls are not coming in a lot enough, and he has shown you that he's really clinical. Yesterday, he had 3 shots on target, and 2 of those went ahead to cross the goal line. So that is being clinical of the highest order, because that is being clinical of the highest order. Because when it comes to we who know the game, a clinical player is supposed to obviously play. Is supposed to a player is supposed to really average 1 goal per 3 chances. Now, This one averaged 2 per 3 chances, meaning that if they continue to feed him in, he will be a deadly striker. You understand? So I call upon for your reactions in the comment section below. But the most important bit of it all is that continue to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Rokani David out finally, and we will talk more business. Oh, I had forgotten. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. You know, that notification bell will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. You won't miss out on anything, right? I'm out. Bye-bye.